So let's talk about the masculinity, the manhood of Anton Daniels. Right now, we're seeing a lot of feminine behavior, loud expression, and this whole thing about he got money, now he wants to go out and smash other chicks, even though he's married. And when you look at his first presentation, I'm a religious man. I'm a God-fearing man. I want to be the type of man that my daughter grows up and marry a man very similar to me. Now, question, do you think Anton Daniels wants their daughter to marry a man that's going to have multiple relationships, even though he claims to be married? I don't think so. So one of the things I see with Anton Daniels is a clear lack of strong masculinity. He's doing a lot of bitch-like moves. And this got me to thinking. Now, years ago, I used to date multiple women. And the women knew that I was dating multiple women. And I'll share some of that stuff with you. I remember I was having a conversation with Catherine. And she was like, why do you need a young college girl? And she's like, don't I fuck you well enough? And, you know, she got very, very competitive and she got really angry. She literally put her hands on me and pushed me. And I was like, okay, here it is. At that point in time, I like to have multiple women. I was like, she serves this role, you serve that role. Catherine was a PhD and she was an art teacher. And I enjoy the conversations with you and I enjoy your personality. And she provides this, she provides that and everything. And through that point, Catherine fucked me so well that night. Now, she knew I had multiple women. She knew I was dating other women and I actually told her up front. Now, let's look at the behavior of Mr. Daniels and his wife. They've been married 20 years. Now, when he made that video about me calling me a sexual predator, this wasn't an ongoing part of their relationship. So this is new behavior. And I think the money clearly has a role in this for Mr. Daniels, and the money has a role in it for his wife. After he did that video about me, he skyrocketed in the YouTube algorithm. And I really think that the video about me was the reason that he's been so successful on YouTube and making that YouTube money. Now, the money is the reason he presents himself this way, and the money is the reason that she stays. However, and I'm going to say this, I would not be shocked, I would not be surprised if they get divorced within the next 2 years because of the shenanigans that's going on. Because it's one thing if you're a woman and you have a husband that's stepping out on you and and it's just between you two, but the whole world to know that your husband is treating you like a bag of shit, after time, that starts to wear on a person. So one of the things that I see is the lack of strong masculinity, which gave me an idea. Below will be a book. I haven't even figured out the name of it because I haven't written it yet. By the time you see this video, it'll be written. A book about masculinity and how to be a masculine man. Because this is one of the biggest issues that we see in social media. We have a lot of bitch-like men who act like women, who fight like women, who gossip and do all this very feminine type behavior. And Anton Daniels, like I said, I've had rich friends and we had this conversation several times. Money exposes who you really are. It doesn't make you better or worse. It just opens up who you really are at your core. And one of the things that I see is there's this thing where you can get drunk on power. You can get drunk on money. You can get very, very drunk on the whole situation of having money, having a new level of power, and having a new level of direction. And when people get drunk, this is when accidents happen. So let's not be like Anton Daniels, a bitch-made man. Let's not be like him. Let's be masculine men. So let's talk about what does a masculine man do? Masculine men do not have stupid arguments with their women. Now, you may have a disagreement with your woman, but a masculine man is going to stay in frame and he's going to direct the argument. He's not going to fall prey to the argument. He's going to direct the argument. And this is one of the things, like years and years ago, I was having a situation with a woman I was dating, and she got really angry and she put her finger in my chest, and I grabbed her finger hard and I bent it back just enough to let her know I could hurt her. I didn't hurt her. And she's like, ow, ow. I was like, don't you ever put your finger on me like that again. And then she's like, okay. And she took her hand and she shook it and everything. I was like, look, if we're going to have a disagreement, we're going to address it like adults. You're not going to be doing this little bitch type stuff to me. You understand me? And I made her say yes. I was like, do you understand me? Because as masculine men, we do not tolerate bullshit. We do not tolerate petty behavior. And then, I sat down, it's like, okay, this is my problem with you. And this is one of the things I learned from business, and it's a management situation. Whenever you have a problem with an employee, you need to get that shit out, because all it does is just sit in your mind and fester. Same thing with women. And I sat down and I was like, all right, don't address me like that. Don't do this, don't do this. And I ran down a list of stuff like this and we had a conversation. And then, being a masculine man, I got very horny. Power makes you horny. And I was like, come here, boom. So the thing is, being a masculine man promotes a different level of energy in yourself and in women. It promotes a different type of level of cooperation. It promotes a different level of respect. It promotes a different level of love. Now, once again, I'm going to have a book in a course, and it's not going to be terribly expensive. But this is going to actually put men on the right path, like arguing with women. As a masculine man, you don't argue with women. You direct the conversation. Ask a masculine man, and this is really, really important. And this is something that will make your relationship much better. You never, ever break a promise to your woman. If you cannot do something, you say, look, I can't do it. Just boom, right there off the rift. Or if you need time, it's like, I can't do it today, but I can do it next week. You become brutally honest with your woman, and you become brutally honest with yourself. Because what happens is, when you become brutally honest and a pattern emerges, it's like your woman begins to understand that every time you tell her something, you tell her the truth, and it increases a higher level of trust. And when a woman's high level of trust, it also increases the high level of safety. So a woman feels trust. A woman trusts you, and she feels safe with you. Those are two of the biggest respect drivers on the planet. So you get more respect, you get her love, you get her appreciation. And I'm going to tell you something. You get more sex. I'm telling you a dirty story. Dirty story. This is from one of my bottom bitches. I was at her house, just sitting there chilling, right? And she's walking around, and she's got this gleam in her eye. I'm like, all right. And next thing I know, she comes over, she takes down my pants, and she starts sucking my dick. I did not ask, I did not beg, I did not inquire. And this is literally, I can literally play a tape of another woman I was with who was begging to suck my dick. So where am I going with this? When you're a masculine man and you integrate your masculinity into your woman, she becomes very feminine, she becomes very agreeable, and the sex goes through the roof. You don't have to beg, you don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss off a lot of women. I have routinely got my dick sucked while she was on her period. It ain't even a question. It's like, oh, I'm on my period, we can't have sex. No, you're on your period, you can't have sex, but I can get off. And this has been the constant theme. And this comes from being very masculine and taking care of things and doing stuff. It becomes a really big thing. So being a masculine man in today's world will separate you and make you distinct. Why? Because so many men don't have role models. When I was growing up, I was born in 1966. I grew up in the 70s, and the single motherhood thing was just really starting to begin. But most of my friends had two parents. There was Mr. Giles, Mr. Jones, Mr. Foster. There was tons of masculine men. I grew up in Adamsville, Alabama, which is outside of Birmingham. And a lot of these men worked in the coal mines and they worked in the steel field. So these were manly men. Manly men, they had garages with tools and they had hobbies and stuff. So this was a different breed of man. And most of these men were quiet. They were not loud. They were not bitchy. And this is the environment I grew up into. And these are the men who framed my masculinity. Today, guys just don't have that. You just don't have that. You have a lot of broken, upset, horny men online who are leading a lot of broken, upset, horny men offline because this whole notion, like right now, if you go to the Man No Spear, women are terrible, women are 304s, all women are whores, you cannot trust a woman, don't get married. Let me let you in on a little truth here. Each day, 5,500 couples across the United States, that's 7 days a week, get married. So there's a group of men out there who are seeking love, who are getting with women, who are getting married, becoming fathers, and building households. That's a fact. But if you come to the internet, all men hate women. All men are not dating women. The feminine men are not dating women. That's the issue. The feminine men. The masculine men, the men who like their sexuality, the men who love being men, the men who think women are cute, who think women are adorable, who think women are special. These men are still getting with women, they're still getting married, and they're still pairing up. But once again, the internet men is a group of weak, broken little boys or man children that live in this sphere of stupidity. So if you don't want to be like Anton Daniels, because here's something else. As I evolved in my relationship dynamic, I no longer have 2 or 3 girlfriends because I really don't want, because I'm gonna tell you why I don't have 2 or 3, whole management. You're dating 3 women, you gotta manage 3 women. That means text, manage, have talk. It's a lot of work to properly manage multiple women. It's like they make it seem like you just be quiet and they just come. No, it don't work like that. There is what's called whole management, and it can be draining if you've got other stuff going on. So I have matriculated into a one woman type of guy because I rather pour into this one woman than to pour into 3, 2, or 4 other women, which I've done. I was really successful with that, but that's just not my bag today. So understand that if you want to be a masculine, effective man that has a woman that adores you, respects you, and loves having sex with you, get the book. I'm going to have the book and the course down here, and it's going to be very, very different for those of you who are looking to engage and to build a life. And I'm going to tell you something. I have not masturbated 20-something years. When I want to come, there's usually a woman around, usually. And they're working hard to make sure that I am happy.